Mad Max Fury Road is the latest addition to the Mad Max franchise, and once again directed by George Miller and stars Tom Hardy, Charlize Theron and Nicholas Hoult. As you can probably tell, I'm a massive Mad Max fan, judging by the t-shirt and the t-shirt in the background, and I own every single one of the films. The first one is a fantastic revenge story for a brilliant opening film to the franchise. The second one is one of my favourite films of all time, just the amazing crashes and stunt work in the movie, and it's an amazing film. The third one wasn't the best ending to the original trilogy, but it wasn't a really bad film by any means, but it just wasn't as good as the originals then. But obviously, seeing the trailer for Fury Road a few months back, and just being a bit sceptical after watching Thunderdome, and trying to figure out whether it would be any good, or whether it would be as good as the second one then, which is one of my favourite action films of all time. And I'm really thankful to say it is one of the best films I have ever seen. It was my favourite film of last year because it is amazing. I think the first thing you realise with Fury Road is, as soon as you start watching it, is how beautifully directed it is, and the cinematography is absolutely amazing. It's one of the best looking films I've seen in ages. It all looked really nice. The environments and the desert then and where it's set is absolutely brilliant, and it just made the film look really nice, and it made you feel really involved in the film because it was directed so well. And for a man who was really getting on in his age now, he directed an amazing film with really good environments, and the colours and everything just looked amazing about it. Then I think the next thing you realise is the brilliant opening action scene, which is really well done because they've made the choice of not using... They use CGI in the movie, but not as much, so it's mostly practical effects. So when all the cars are crashing and people are flipping off cars and getting thrown across the desert, it all looks really real because most of it's all stunt work and amazingly well done stunts, and it just looks brilliant. The first opening action scene, won't spoil anything, but it's so well done. So coming off of all those big superhero action films which use a lot of CGI but look good, but you can tell they're CGI, so to come to a film like Fury Road and see a lot of crashes and people flying everywhere, and it turns out it was all well-crafted stunt work and practical effects, really makes it that much more special and amazing, really entertaining to watch. I think one of the only complaints I really have with the film is Tom Hardy's performance as Max himself. It's a good performance, but it's nothing amazing or astounding. It's just good at the end of the day. He doesn't really have that much dialogue in the film, which is a really weird choice for me, coming off of Mel Gibson's Mad Max films, where he had a full script dialogue throughout the entire films. Coming to this one, have really minimal dialogue and kind of just grumbles throughout the entire film was a really odd choice for me then, personally. I can kind of understand it in the end, but it just seemed a bit odd to begin with. Now, I've watched it so many times now I can get past thinking about that, but I think it's one of the only complaints I had when I first saw the film. And he doesn't seem to be the main protagonist of this film, even though it's called Mad Max Fury Road. I think the main protagonist would really go down to Furiosa, played by Charlize Theron. And she played the part amazingly. She was a really well done character, really believable and emotional at times also. And her acting performance was fantastic. I have no complaints there. She was brilliant. She stole the show though, really. For a film called Mad Max Fury Road, you kind of wanted to see a bit more of the new Max, but didn't really deliver as well as I'd hoped. But Furiosa really picked up and made it absolutely worth it in the end. Really, she was brilliant, and I thought she was an absolutely fantastic character. But for me, Nicholas Hoult playing Nux, an ill war boy, was absolutely brilliant. It was the best character in the film for me, in my opinion. He was absolutely brilliant. Added a certain type of humour as well to the film, but he was brilliant, and his character couldn't get any better in all honesty. I thought he was fantastic, and I've really no complaints again for his acting style or character or anything. I thought it was really well done, great. I certainly can't forget the villain from the movie, whose actor's name I can't really pronounce, so I'm not even going to try, because I think that would be a really bad choice. But the villain of Immortan Joe was amazing. The mask across the face and everything, he looked so cool, and he was brilliant. And he was the original villain from the first movie as well, just coming back to play a new villain, and I thought that was really interesting and well done, and a really, really good choice, because he was brilliant. Each character design just looked great as well, even the little secondary characters. Like, my personal favourite character of the film was the Doofuria, playing that amazing electric guitar with the flames coming out. It all just looked amazing. It was crazy, over the top, brilliant characters, amazing. The drummers on the back of the truck along with the Doofuria then just looked, it was so insane, but it was so involving, and you just wanted to keep watching because it just looked so entertaining, and everything all together just made such an amazing film. All the practical effects and all the characters, and it was brilliant. I I really can't say enough about this film, because I thoroughly enjoyed it. I saw it 3 times in the cinema just because I needed to keep watching it, because it was such a fresh take on action films, because you don't really see this that much anymore. Practical effect driven films are a really great way to just enjoy a good film without filling it with too much CGI and animation and making it look not as good as it could have then, because there is CGI in this film, but not as much as other action blockbusters that you'll see come out middle of the year just for entertainment value then. And at 2 hours, this film just felt pretty perfectly paced as well. I never really got bored at any point. I just found myself really enjoying the whole film. Every part of it just seemed like a really great part, whether it was the complete action scene, which goes on for almost 2 hours, or the little parts that I won't spoil for anyone who hasn't seen it, but the little parts that go on that aren't the action scenes. But it all felt amazing, and the pacing was really good in my opinion. I've heard a lot of people say they had a few problems with the pacing towards the 3rd act, but I honestly thought I didn't see a problem with it at all. And it's not just because I'm a Mad Max fanboy or anything, it's just because I personally think the pacing was really well done on this film, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. So at the end of this review, I really loved Mad Max Fury Road. I thought everything about it was brilliant. The only complaint I really had was Tom Hardy as Mad Max himself. It was good, but it wasn't as good as it could have been then. But I'm going to give this film an A, and I'm going to say it was one of my favourite films of last year, and I recommend, if you haven't seen it, I recommend you go and watch it as soon as possible. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope you enjoy it. Leave any suggestions if you want down below, and I will see you next time.